Good afternoon, everyone, and please feel comfortable taking a seat if you'd like. On behalf of Governor Kasich and our entire administration, I'd like to welcome all of you to this wonderful and exciting celebration. I'm Bonnie Kantor-Burman, Director of the Ohio Department of Aging, and then in that official capacity, I want to begin by recognizing several distinguished participants in today's program, and I might add fellow NASCAR fans. Lieutenant Governor Mary Taylor, Senator Jim Hughes, who is right there, and Representative Barbara Sears, who is also right there. And now let me tell you why I'm really here. I'm here in my unofficial capacity, that is, as Ohio's biggest NASCAR fan. Self-appointed, I might add, so I'm sure I've got some competition. But I must say, I think I could beat the competition cold, because if you ever call me, my ringtone is boogity, 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 let's start racing. And I may be the only person in the room with that ringtone, perhaps the state, perhaps the country. Anyway, I love NASCAR. And in fact, you can often find me on Sundays listening to it on the radio. And I find that thrilling because you have to be thinking with your mind's eye. Once you get NASCAR, you just get NASCAR. There's just no turning back. But what I want to share with you in the next couple of minutes is why I believe I'm better at my job because of NASCAR. Because of the years I have spent listening and watching NASCAR and racing. And for those of you in the room who are not yet diehard fans, maybe that's another reason to join in the fun. You'll be better at life and better at your jobs. Let me explain. You can learn a lot about leadership and principles of life from NASCAR and from racing in general. In fact, a couple of these principles were articulated really well in one of my favorite books, The Art of Racing in the Rain by Garth Stein. So in the next 3 minutes, what I'm going to do is share with you a few of the favorite lessons that I've learned. My drivers who are sitting behind you will probably, hopefully they will nod their heads at a few of these. If you are going around a corner and you look straight ahead, you're going to crash. Correct? Absolutely. It will be your last race. Instead, drivers always have to anticipate what's around the corner. And leaders in every field can learn a lot from that. We must always anticipate what's around the bend. Life is never, ever a straight and narrow path. And as Stein says in his book, the car goes where your eyes go. Right? And I say, so does every project and so does every plan. The second principle that I've learned from NASCAR that I apply daily is what every driver knows, is that you better adapt your plan to what's going on around you. And thus, of course, the title of Mr. Stein's book and why we are in here as opposed to being outside, The Art of Racing in the Rain, it was supposed to rain. Just like in racing, we cannot pretend that the environment around us doesn't matter. We always have to adjust our plans as every great and good driver does. Rain amplifies mistakes in driving. If you are going at the same speed you would have gone without the rain, you're in big trouble. The equivalent of rain or slippery conditions will also derail any project you do in life. It will, in fact, derail your life. Full speed ahead, irrespective of circumstances, is ill-advised in life as it is in racing. Third, while the drivers sitting behind us and all drivers have incredibly agile minds, a sharp mind just isn't enough. NASCAR drivers, as you meet any of them, will tell you, they feel the race in their bones, they feel it in their heart, they are one with the car. Similarly, smarts without passion in anything you do will only get you so far. And thus, it is both with passion and talent that our administration serves the state of Ohio to build a strong and vibrant economy while addressing society's ills. And finally, in car racing, when you enter the race, you better believe you're going to win. You will never reach the finish line if you don't believe that. And when obstacles come up, what do? You just keep on racing. And the bottom line is that a great racer will find a way to keep racing. A lesser driver will not. And so like the great drivers who are here today, our administration is going to keep on doing everything we can to make our great state better. So while we will do and continue to do our part in racing successfully on the track that we call responsive policy, what I'd like to do is introduce you to a man who keeps NASCAR racing incredibly successfully, and that, of course, is none other than Robin. There you are. Robin Pemberton. Am I pronouncing it right? Perfect. Robin is NASCAR's Vice President of Competition and Racing Development, a position he's held since 2004. Previously, he was field manager for Ford Racing, and perhaps more notably, he served 17 years before as a crew chief for several very, very successful NASCAR teams. In his current position, and we in this room can relate to this very much, he is in charge of rules enforcement.